can't believe this kid. I can't believe it every time. How does he get this money for these things? I don't understand. I'm not even his accountant. I don't even want to be his accountant. I mean, he's spending $60 a game. What's this? $3,000 for sculptors. What do you play with clay? Oh, this is infuriating. I can't believe I'm making this call as a lawyer. Game room phone is ringing. Usually it doesn't ring unless I'm in trouble. Come on, pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. I'm wasting my time here on this prick. Wish I had caller ID. Yo, this is Dylan.
Perry, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
What did we talk about last time before you blew me up on YouTube, huh? We said no to the game room, yeah. I do remember that. So what do I have here? You spent $3,000 on a video game about clay morphing and fighting. I can explain that charge. You do realize you can't afford anything. You're broke. I'm not even your accountant right now, and I'm telling you these things because it's sad and it's depressing. No, okay. You need to figure out new ways, is what I'm telling you to do. Find new ways to collect your video games. It's 2022. Go out there. Hit the streets. I don't know what to tell you, but you're broke. You can't even afford me right now. We're done. Wait, what? I can't afford you? Hello? Well, back to the drawing board, I guess.
It's me, Mario! An unopened copy of Super Mario 64 sells at auction for $1.5 million.
Alright, Season 2, where do I begin? Well, I would have come back sooner, but I kind of binge-watched Better Call Saul again, so you can blame that on my leave of absence.
Fuck you, Jimmy. There's really no need to...
Oh my god! No! Oh my god! No!
Holy shit. I can't edit after that. I can't. Better go let off some steam.
And because of that, we'll probably see a few memes thrown in. But hey, at least it's not Morbius memes.
Stephen Strange. You now call before the Illuminati. Meet the Morbius.
It's Morbin time.
YouTuber Scott the Wasp.
Hey y'all, Scott here. Morbius is an incredible movie.
Angry video game nerd. And the best gamer alive, Dylan.
So today's episode is going to be on something that I may have touched on in the game room video, but I wanted to go more into detail on this one. Game collecting and game hunting. Without those things, I really wouldn't have a game room. It'd just be a room with a TV and a system in it. Now, you really could say that I got into video game collecting a long time ago when I just picked up the controller for the first time and started playing video games. And you'd be right. I remember at a young age having a box full of video games from NES, Super Nintendo to N64. My mom never really got into the whole PlayStation thing because there was 2 joysticks and the N64 had 1, so she apparently didn't know what to do with both thumbs. But it was back in those days when video games that you would call valuable now weren't really that valuable back then. I mean, for $10 back then, you could have went to Blockbuster and bought Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut for N64. But like I said earlier, back then, none of this stuff was worth anything. It was just a piece of plastic that you could put into a video game system. Some people just thought it was a piece of plastic. I remember as a kid going to yard sales and my mom would buy old NES, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy games for dirt cheap. Probably $10 for a whole box of Earthbounds, if we're being honest. And nobody thought back then that these games are going to be worth a fortune. I'm talking about the 90s, not the 2000s, where people started to pick up on values on video games and the nostalgia of it. People in the 90s still had the video game crash in the back of their heads because of a little alien that was from a movie they loved dearly. So that's how I got most of my video games back then, on the cheap side or at Blockbuster. And then all the N64 stuff, aka the modern stuff back then, my mom would go buy brand new. I remember back in the day, my living room was a glorified game room. My mom kept all the boxes for Super Nintendo and 64 games. We even had a full cabinet full of Nintendo Powers and strategy guides. Reading those guides in Nintendo Powers and looking at the video game boxes was a big reason for me learning how to read. You put a novel in front of me, I'm good, thanks, I'm gonna pass.
Spider on my fucking book. That is ironic.
And this collection my mom had even continued with the GameCube and Game Boy Advance. And like I mentioned earlier, another way I would collect video games was Blockbuster. They used to put all their games... Wait. What do you mean you don't know what Blockbuster is? Let me explain. In the 80s and 90s, home video rental was becoming a big thing. Kind of like Netflix, if you will. Picture Netflix, but a store you would go to and physically rent a movie and then bring it back when you're done. Kind of like a library. Honestly, that probably isn't a good analogy either. You know what? It's a place you would go rent movies and eventually video games.
More power for non-stop
What game do I want? Nothing looks good. I already have all these games at home. Wait a second.
Who knows? Big rigs.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll get this. Why not? $10.
With big rigs. Engines equipped with
Yeah, can I get this, please? That's it today. Sculptor's cut, nice. Did you want to go in the back room and get a movie like last week? No, I don't want to go in the back room today. Look at those videos. My mom's with me in the car. Oh, your mom's out there in the car? No worries, dude.
Eventually, once their movies and video games have run its course, they would sell them at a very discounted price. Hell, some games like Indiana Jones for the N64 and Sculptor's Cut were exclusive to Blockbuster. And that's how I'd buy a lot of games. I remember quite a few games on a Friday night. I'd spend my allowance on said N64 GameCube games.
I feel like I'm getting so old, and I'm not even 30.
Also, you had the birthdays and holidays, but those were the main ones throughout the whole year. Then came my middle school and high school era of collecting. The big things for me back then were the flea market, which I would go to probably twice a month, pick up games dirt cheap there, and trading in older games I already had for new ones. And boy, when somebody says they're going to trade in 60 games and get $1 from GameStop, I felt that as a kid.
$1.60 for 30 games in a system?
But then being an adult happened and growing up happened, so I was pretty much getting rid of all the games I had. But with all of that, eventually comes adult money, which means if I really wanted to, I could get those games back. And thus kicks in the new era of video game collecting. You had video game YouTubers collecting like Pixel Game Squad, Pat the NES Punk, Chase After the Right Price, Metal Jesus Rocks. I could go on forever about different YouTubers that would collect video games.
Hold 2, Mike Mackey. Hold 3, Scope the Walls. Backfan. Hold number 712, Rogaine. Can we physically get him out of the ring?
And with all that new fame of YouTubers talking about video games came the unfortunate reality that game prices were rising. And then COVID happened, so fuck me, right? COVID not only made video game prices skyrocket, it made the YouTube atmosphere of video game channels also skyrocket.
What are you looking at me for?
We've seen prices like we've never seen. N64 and GameCube are a perfect example. You had people that were staying inside, not going anywhere, who wanted something to do. So what do to make themselves feel better? Lean on nostalgia. Thanks to channels like Retro Rick and Mr. Right Way and the older channels I mentioned before, I've learned that it is still possible to collect games to this day without breaking the bank or taking a loan out. Because most of the time you don't get what you're looking for or anything crazy. But man, when you do find something crazy, like how I found a bunch of GameCube games at a thrift store one time, it feels like I'm Captain Jack Sparrow finding treasure for the first time.
My side of the bed was human fecal matter.
Okay, I think that was the wrong meme, Josh.
Look what I got. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it?
There we go, much better. There's just something exciting finding a rare game that you've wanted to play but don't want to fork out the money for, and then enjoying it because you paid $3 for it versus $300. And then if you don't like it, trade it in for some other stuff. That's another thing about game hunting. I love going to retro game stores. It doesn't happen nearly as much, but sometimes you do get some pretty good deals at game stores, and you never know what they have.
All right, Chad's still gaming. Let's go check it out. What's that right over there? Is that Sculptor's Cut? Yeah, this Sculptor's Cut, yeah. It's funny, I remember passing on this back in the day at Blockbuster. I really regret that one. How much is it? It's a $3,000 game. I used to work at Blockbuster, yeah, isn't that crazy? It used to be worth nothing back then. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'll be right back. There's money in my car, I promise. Yeah, I'll hold it for you, don't worry. $3,000. I'm gonna go somewhere else. What can I do for a living? Oh, I got it. A video game store. That's a great idea. Never thought about that. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Really not. Didn't really think this one through. Well...
Get off my property! I have a gun!
It's me, Mario! Oh, I've fallen, and I can't get up!
Get back to work!
Ah, the video game industry. The industry that makes our video games that we enjoy and love so much, but at one point we wanted to work for them. I think I speak for mostly everyone watching this video that at some point, if you were into video games, you had the idea of working at places like GameStop, Nintendo, so on and so forth, anywhere you can get your hands on a video game and get paid to do it. And unfortunately, my last attempt at Nintendo Power didn't work out so well. So today, I'm going to look at some new training videos and see if maybe I have a shot somewhere else in the industry. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. First training video that I have, hopefully at my new job.
I'm starting to like this job already. Playing video games on the job? Sign me up.
Hey, Adam, what's up? What do you say? Are you ready to try out your customer service selling skills?
Yes, sir.
Well, before we do that, can you tell me what the word games stand for here at FuncoLand?
Games? That's a tough one.
Oh, I was just getting to that part.
Adam, it's really important you understand the games process. I'll be back in, let's say about an hour or so, and we'll practice, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Great. We'll see you then.
I should not have taken those drugs earlier. Ooh. Just check it up on your, oh shit, he's dead. Somebody may want to call 911, we got another trainee down.
So, Adam, you've decided to join us.
Welcome to hell, Adam.
Your new home. Like it? Here, you play by my rules.
Let me out of here!
There's only one way to escape this place.
Oh, that's not it?
What is it?
Know the letters. Complete the game.
Can you imagine just showing this video to a bunch of new hirees? They'd run for the hills.
Run! You get 1 hour.
Please, let me out of here. I only got this job because it would look good on my resume. Let's just stop the video right here.
and I want you to tell me what this sounds like. If you said it sounded like he's making the FuncoLand secret sauce, you're right. Congratulations. A little unrealistic. Let's fix that up a bit, shall we? Much better.
I see you're looking at Cruisin' USA.
Yeah.
Do you have an N64?
Yes, I do.
What kind of games do you like to play?
Oh, I like racing and sports games.
Cruisin' USA is a really hot new racing game.
So hot. One of the songs on the soundtrack sounds like a girl moaning over and over again.
Okay, we'll take Cruisin' USA and the extra controller, too.
Great. I think you'll get a big kick out of it. How long have you had your system?
Oh, it's practically brand new.
How often do you clean it?
I didn't even know you were supposed to clean it.
That's one of the reasons why we're here. To help you get better performance out of your system in games.
Okay, this is the retro era. There's no performance-enhancing techniques or drugs. The only thing that could possibly happen is spilling your big gulp into the cartridge.
Shit! Let's get in here. First, just turn the power off and take the cleaning cassette and place it in the deck like you would a game. Push it down and move it gently in and out.
Ram that fucker in there until you can fit 2 N64 carts called an N128.
And clean off the marks left by the dirt in the deck. Easy, right?
Yeah, sure looks easy.
What'd you think of Game Informer?
Well, I thought the review was good.
That's a great thing about Game Informer. It can save you money because it helps you make better buying decisions. You know, I could fill out the subscriber information now. You'll be eligible for subscriber discounts right away.
Yeah, I'm gonna need your social security card, your wife's maiden name, your daughter's maiden name, the address to your house, the address to your beach house, the license plate to your car, the digits on your credit card.
Well, thanks for stopping in today. We really appreciate your business. Take care, bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Chuck Simmons, Director of Sales and Service at FuncoLand.
And I'm the demon that's going to stick you into an unholy abyss if you don't attach a Game Informer into every one of your sales. Alright, well, since my boss is a psychopath, that didn't really work out too well. So, back to the classifieds, see what I can find for a job.
Wario here, and I want to talk to you about safety. Well, I think it's boring, so let's skip it.
Official Nintendo training video, and they use that voice to haunt me in my nightmares, but also use to voice Wario?
Nintendo is the worldwide leader in video games. It's a fun and exciting place to work. We want to keep it that way.
Good, then shut up and let's get back to the games.
This has got to be a joke. Was this video directed by Sony as a prank? I mean, it can't be real.
Nintendo is committed to fun, but we're also committed to providing every employee with a safe and healthy work environment. We're proud of our safety record and know that success in this area is due to the importance we place on safety measures. Every year, people are involved in workplace accidents, and many of these accidents could have been prevented. None of these programs will work without your wholehearted support of the safety guidelines discussed in new employee orientation and safety training videos provided by the company. The purpose of this video...
What the hell is in that suitcase? She looks like she's a part of the bomb squad.
While making store calls, it's important to remain attentive to all public address announcements. Instructions for emergencies such as fire or storm warnings may include evacuation. Information regarding the route and proper exit to use may be outlined over the PA system. Always observe any safety policies and posted signs regarding evacuation routes, location of fire extinguishers, etc.
How the hell do I get out of here? I wish I should have reviewed the layout.
If the incident affects you or the Nintendo area in any way, you'll be required to contact DOTS, your supervisor, and your regional manager. DOTS will instruct you to complete the incident report form.
And call the physician helpline before you see your doctor.
Contact us first. Don't go to the hospital. The last thing we need is an accident report, if you know what I mean. I don't see a detached leg. I see opportunity.
Safety glasses must be worn when working in an area that poses a risk of eye injury. When placing or removing shelves inside a glass case, take the necessary precautions.
I'm free this weekend, yeah. We should totally hang out. What? Oh, shit.
Foot protection is required for retail representatives. Due to climbing ladders and carrying merchandise or other equipment, socks and proper shoes must be worn.
Wait, what did you say about socks? Oh, shit.
The committee meets bi-monthly to discuss current safety issues, review incident reports, consider employee suggestions, and forward recommendations to management. They conduct in-house safety self-inspections and monitor the effectiveness of Nintendo's safety program and procedures.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little honest with you. I don't think these safety measures were working.
Movements such as pushing, pulling, squeezing, lifting, typing, or twisting may seem harmless, but over time, they can gradually cause injuries. Any job or activity can cause repetitive motion injuries and cumulative trauma disorder over time. Based on personal factors, you may be more or less susceptible to injury.
Personal factors? Like what?
Well, like inactivity, being overweight.
What are you trying to say, Nintendo? I'm too fat to work for you?
Always remove any high power voltage by unplugging the display before removing any access covers or replacing any electrical components such as lamps. A power strip can be used to remove power when the plug is inaccessible. You can leave the main power on when accessing the game deck for software replacement or controller repair. Never remove a television or monitor housing. These units store several thousand volts of electricity, even when the power is off.
1,000 volts of electricity. Yeah, okay.
This repair is best left to professional service technicians. Each day, you take precautions to make your life safer. You lock your doors, you may have an alarm system at your home, or you may think twice about walking alone outside at night. Whatever safety precautions you take, they're most likely a part of your daily routine. Precautions with your automobile are equally important. Before leaving for the day, always ensure that your car is in good working order.
Because if you crash on your way to the next job, you're fucking fired.
Make sure you have plenty of gas. Carry emergency equipment with you, such as a first aid kit, fire extinguisher, flares, jumper cables, spare tire and jack, blankets, and water.
What? Are they setting up kiosks all the way out in the Mojave Desert? Is that a kiosk? Please. Please. It was all in my head. No.
Being a representative for NMI means time spent in parking lots, gathering and replacing equipment for store calls. Because of this, it's very important that we practice security-conscious procedures. Avoid parking near occupied vehicles.
Hey, you looking for some booger sugar?
When walking to or from your car, stay in well-lit or busy areas. NMI policies mandate that we work standard business hours. However, if you must return to your car after dark, have your key in your hand so you can quickly enter your...
And have your taser in your other hand ready to go.
Nintendo wants to remain an environment free from the effects of drugs and alcohol. The use or possession of illegal drugs or alcohol while at work or on company premises is prohibited. All employees must consent to testing as a condition of employment.
All right, I got my sample. Hope this is good enough. All right, I got the sample just like you asked. What do you mean it's like 90? What do you mean it's 90% Mountain Dew? You're right. It actually is. My bad. Hello? Hello? Why do I always get hung up on?
Now on alert for dangerous heat, Ginger is tracking the triple-digit temperatures and the fires for us. Good morning, Ginger.
Hey, good morning to you. So there are
I feel like playing video games isn't really the cool thing to do right now, with being how nice it is out. I have an idea, actually. Alright, let's hope this works. There we go. Much better. Alright, well, time to go on vacation.
See? Told you I need a vacation. Much better. This is nice.
It's me, Mario.
Oh, that, wow.
For a long time, Mario Sunshine was considered the black sheep of the Mario game family. To some fans, it was a huge departure from the last 3D Mario game, Super Mario 64. And nowadays, you'll hear fans talk about how much they love Mario Sunshine in the series. Not only for the amazing game it was, but also the unnecessary leaps it took to make it a better game. Now, before I go into how great Mario Sunshine is and break down the game itself as a whole, we need to go back. Back to the year 1996. Is that Mom walking up to the house with a Toys R Us bag? Could it be? It's the moment you've been waiting for since you saw the N64 was announced in Nintendo Power. And sure enough, there it was. The N64 with a copy of Super Mario 64. You didn't know it yet, but your whole life and idea of video games was soon about to change. So there it is, you put the cart into the system, you boot it up, and... Alright, hold on a second, you may need to blow into it. I swear, usually it's not like this.
Hello!
Jesus. Mario's face pops up in full 3D glory, and what's that? You can start to pull on it. Oh, this is a lot of fun. We haven't even started the game yet. Right then and there, your perspective on video games changed for the rest of your life. As successful as Super Mario 64 was, we never got a true sequel to Mario 64. And that's where the GameCube comes in. Fans only had one question. Where's our boy Mario? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Thank you for calling Toys R Us.
Yes, it's Toys R Us.
I just said that.
Yeah, is the new Mario game out yet for the GameCube?
Yeah, I can check in that for you. 1 second.
Okay.
I'll just hang up on him. Fucking chode.
And in less than a year later, we got that answer. Super Mario Sunshine takes place on Isle Delfino, a beautiful island that is honestly the perfect getaway for a plumber who likes to jump on dinosaurs for a living.
Where the hell am I? Let me guess. I'm stuck in here and I have to find a way out. Well, let's go.
The story starts off with you arriving at the airport with Princess Peach and Toadsworth. And before you can make it all the way to the end of the runway, there's a bunch of sludge in your way. So you do what Mario does best and get out and investigate. And during your little investigation, you find FLUDD. FLUDD stands for Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dowsing Device. Essentially, he's a backpack water gun that Mario wears to get rid of all this sludge and filth. After getting rid of the sludge and finally getting to the main island, you are then arrested because apparently there's some guy going around looking like Mario, causing all this mayhem. And because Mario's lawyer wasn't good enough to get him out of this trouble, he is now sentenced to cleaning up the mess on the island. And along the way through the game, the typical stuff happens. Princess Peach gets kidnapped, we find out Bowser is somewhat behind it, and we find out the person that looks like Mario is actually Shadow Mario, or Bowser Jr. That's right, Bowser Jr. is behind the whole thing because he wants his Mama Peach. Which, if you really wanted to, I'll probably make a video in a month or two explaining why that's an actual thing and not a fan fiction.
Mamma mia!
In Mario Sunshine, you have 7 main worlds besides the hub world. First, you have Bianco Hills, which has you racing up to the top of a windmill to fight Petey the Piranha.
Okay. Alright. Oh, fuck.
Then there's Rico Harbor, which has you climbing cranes and scaffolding, as well as racing squids, and introducing Yoshi, which you can now ride finally, unlike Mario 64.
Listen, I've been trying to get the right fruit for Yoshi for the last hour, and every time I ground pound, my ass gets worse. It's painful.
And then there's Pinna Park. Pinna Park has you growing flowers and riding roller coasters to destroy Bowser Jr.'s Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
God, this line is taking ever. I just wanted to ride one roller coaster while I was on vacation in this made-up place.
After that, you have Serena Beach, which at first looks like just a regular beach with a beautiful sunset. And not only does this hotel have a casino, it also has a bunch of booze checked in.
See, this is a nice hotel. I could definitely get used to this kind of luxury. Okay, why the hell is there a booth floating from the floor? Okay, I think I'm gonna check out now.
Then you have Gelato Beach. Gelato Beach is another beach level that has you building sandcastles in the sand, rolling a watermelon to a tiki bar, no, not Margaritaville, witnessing the rise of a phoenix, and getting flown into the sky for no apparent reason other than pure torture.
Oh my god, they're adorable. They got like little beaks and all that.
After that, there's Noki Bay, which first has you trying to figure out why the water's polluted and fixing it. After figuring that out, you were then sent to the darkest abyss to play dentist.
Yeah, it's a pretty beautiful view up here of all these shell towers. Oh,
you have Pianta Village, which has a few different levels, like navigating underneath, all the way to running up to the tallest trees.
See, this is nice. And I'm on fire. This actually hurts a lot.
The secret levels inside Mario Sunshine bring you back to the Mario 64 mechanics. Man, are they difficult. These courses are known as some of the hardest in the entire Mario 3D franchise. And don't even get me started on the pachinko machine.
I have been on this level for 4 hours. 4 hours.
Once collecting all the necessary shines, you head to Corona Mountain to face your final challenge, Bowser and Bowser Jr. You navigate through the lava river with a boat that has a higher chance of sinking than the Titanic. Once jumping up through the clouds, you reach King Koopa himself, but don't get too excited. There's no tail swinging in this game.
So long, Bowser!
After hitting all the targets and avoiding the rockets, Bowser and Bowser Jr. are finally defeated.
Junior, I've got something difficult to tell you about Princess Peach.
I know, she's not really my mama.
Let's try this.
Human life from detective.
Hello, what's taking so long in there?
Hello, Dylan. I heard you need to escape Aldolfino. You can use my rocket nozzle to make it back in New York. Use me, Dylan. Use me, Dylan. Use me, Dylan.
Alright, here we go. Wow, this game is fantastic. I would love to see how they made this game, this masterpiece, so perfect, so precise. If only there was a way to do that. What the hell? That was fast.
It's me, Mario.
SEGA!
In the early to mid 90s, you had two video game companies going head to head, with what is now known today as the beginning of the console wars. And even though in my household we only had Nintendo, I still played Sega here or there, whether that be at a friend's house or I had family members that also had Segas. And as tall as Nintendo stands today, Sega was a big powerhouse with a lot of great games back then, and systems. So today on Nostalgia Road, let's pop in that old VHS and see where it all went wrong.
Whoa, wait a second, this isn't a movie? With that intro, I thought it was an IMAX presentation. easy on those drums, okay? What was that? Sounds like somebody just fired a gun. Oh, the intro's over. Thank God.
We have a very important job, no question about it. We've been known to pull 14-hour days, 80, 90 hours in a week.
40 hours a week.
Past 24 hours.
You hear that, Labor Department? That smells like a fresh lawsuit to me.
It depends on, what the department needs. Sometimes it's 40, sometimes it's up to 50 hours. On the other hand, I'm a lead on a game, like for, say hockey or baseball, something like that. I can be here for 90 hours a week, so 100 sometimes.
You can't make me go back, please. Please, no, I'm not ready for the Dreamcast, no!
Alright, game geek.
You know the product's shitty when the tester has to plug in 3 third-party aftermarket parts just to play the damn thing.
A software tester is someone who is responsible for playing and testing all of our games here. Sometimes from the beta stage, usually until all the way through release.
Looks like everyone's lined up to see the company shrink after those 90-hour work weeks. Eesh. Thanks. Oh, shit. I'm fired, aren't I? You gotta love when employees destroy official SEGA products in a training video. Oh, SEGA, if only you knew the products you were gonna release in the future. How come so far in this video, everyone has looked miserable? I mean, how are you gonna hire new people for this job if everyone looks miserable? Now imagine doing that in an American office today. I really don't think it would go over so well.
Dunley, it's me again. Good news today. Yep, bug's fixed. We're gonna release. Paperwork's on the way. It'll be a go. All right. You set? Let's do it. Bye.
Hey Dunley, yeah, it's me. I fixed that bug in Sonic Extreme.
Oh, great. That must have been difficult.
Oh no, it was pretty simple actually. I just went into the servers and I just deleted everything.
Wait. You what? You deleted it?
Was I not supposed to do that?
What are we gonna release for the Saturn now, you f***ing chode?
Hello?
Why do you bother? What do you hope to get out of Esther here at SEGA? Well, that's a good question, Stanley. You know, I think that this is a really interesting working environment.
Josh, let's go back and count down all the times they looked miserable, shall we? Alright, now that we've seen how SEGA quality tests their games, let's see how they put it to use with the next console.
Is the Dreamcast Sega's ticket to a comeback, or is it Sega hype?
Ooh, yeah.
So what do you think of all of the controversy and the criticism and all the media attention that has surrounded the Dreamcast for the past 6 months?
I love the fact that people have an opinion, and rightly or wrongly, it's better than being blasé. And so opinions about Dreamcast will never make it, it'll never launch, PlayStation 2 will blow it out of the water when it comes.
What do you say to the viewer that doesn't have that much cash at their disposal and they're looking only to be able to get one of the next generation console systems? Do they wait for the Nintendo and the Sony, or should they go ahead and get the Dreamcast now?
They should steal a bunch of money from their parents and run out and buy a Dreamcast.
What are you looking at me like that for? At least they let me keep it.
Well, you've seen the games and you've heard all the hype, but now let's check out what's driving the Dreamcast. We brought in Sean Smith from EGM, all the way from Chicago.
How's it going, Adam?
It's going really well. Now, what are you making of the design of the Dreamcast?
Well, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's just a gray box, but I like it.
Whoa, wait a second. You mean to tell me this guy flew all the way out here to just deliver a gray box? A gray box. That's it. I'm starting to see why the Dreamcast was a big failure.
You've got the 4 controller ports in the front for multiplayer games, a couple buttons on top. There's nothing really cluttering the system. The only thing I'm concerned about is the fan. The system tends to get pretty hot, so I think there may be some heat issues in the future.
Perfect!
Now, the Dreamcast is using a GD-ROM drive. Right. And CD-ROM, and it's not DVD-ROM. Why did they choose that, and what does that mean?
Well, it's basically a disk that holds 1 gigabyte, which is 1,000 megs of data, opposed to 650 megabytes that's on a standard CD. The other reason is that it's a proprietary format for Sega, so pirates are going to have a harder time copying these discs.
With Sega's Dreamcast network and more than 15 titles on launch, it looks to be an interesting fall. Can Sega keep up the momentum?
This one's huge!
That's what... Come on, guys. You know what I'm about to say right now.
While Sega plans to release 25 more games by the end of 1999, there are still a few titles gamers would like to see released in the U.S.
I really hope that Seaman gets announced for the U.S. market, because it's just the whole thought of hooking up a microphone to Dreamcast and talking to a crazy fish head thing sounds like a lot of fun.
Notice the way he says fun. I love that. He's just questioning himself.
Fun.
There's no doubt the Dreamcast games are spectacular and flashy, but the question is, will the system have legs enough to compete against Sony's PlayStation 2 and Nintendo's Dolphin?
Alright guys, I want you to comment down below. Do you guys think Dreamcast is going to become the best-selling console of all time? Let me know.
Now here's something I'm excited about. Sega has announced that Seaman will be released in the United States.
I'm sure she's very excited for Seaman coming out to the United States.
Though a date has not yet been set. Well, that wraps up our special Dreamcast edition, but you can always go to the GameSpot TV website for more on Sega's new system.
Guys, it's here. The game Sega's gonna finally let me test for the Sega Dreamcast. Something about Seaman, I don't know. But I had to kidnap somebody named Leonard Nimoy just to record the voice lines. Let's go check it out. Grow.
I sound like Santa.
What the fuck?
Xbox. Wow, that's all I ever hear about anymore.
the original and buy another Dreamcast.
The hell game is this?
It must be nice to take a break from reality every once in a while. I, of course, cannot. This is my reality.
I can't believe I'm playtesting this. I don't want my name anywhere near this fucking game. Oh great, the phone. Wonder who that could be. Hello?
It's Chad at SEGA. Did you get your copy of Seaman yet?
Yes, Sega. I received the copy.
Yeah, we have some news about that.
Uh-huh.
It's related to your game testing job.
Let me guess. I'm fired.
Yeah, you're fired, dude. The game's absolute garbage.
Okay. No problem.
Have a good fucking life, Joe.
Yep, you too. There's gotta be a job for me out there somewhere. Oh. Oh. Hi. Nostalgia Road here. Now I know what you're thinking. Should he be working on the Zelda video? And you're right. But I'm having a brain fart. Writer's block, if you will. I want to spice up the episode somehow, but I really don't know what to do to make it different and unique and edgy, you know? Something the kids will like for this generation. That's actually a great idea. Let me try that. Can we go back, please? This is not what I had in mind. Much better. I mean, it's not like a beloved franchise would do that and totally throw off every fan that loves the game and was expecting something completely different for the next one, right?
GameCube back in the day was a system that didn't really get the recognition that it does now. For the most part back then, you had everyone with a PS2, and the PS2 was all everyone talked about. But when people did talk about the Nintendo GameCube, they talked about your classics, like Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Smash Bros. Melee. In my opinion, that was the best console from that generation to have exclusives. And the one game that I loved out of that console the most back then was The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. But it really wasn't always like that. I remember racing home from the bus stop knowing that my mom just picked it up on launch day. And my reaction was pretty mediocre.
It's okay, I guess.
This game was a complete 180 from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Gone were the realistic design choices that they made in the previous installments. Realistic in terms of N64 graphics. And what replaced it was this cartoony cel-shaded design that I really wasn't a fan of at the time.
Yeah, I'm working on the design for the next Zelda game for the GameCube. I think I got something here. Let me know what you think. So here's the first one. What do you think? No? Too much? Okay. Well, what about this one? The realistic, you know, looks pretty badass. Like an older Link, you know, in his 30s, not in his teens. No? Okay. Well, I'm running out of ideas here. Oh, here we go. Perfect. I designed this one by myself. I'm really thrilled about this. It's like the Ocarina of Time Link, but with like modern times, you know, with the graphics we have and the capabilities we have now. I think this will be great. No? You sure? Here's this one. I don't know where this came from, but some guy named Dick sent this into us. That's definitely a no. This one was like half-ass. My kid made this while they were at school. It's cartoony, you know, if the kids will love it for sure. I don't know what this stick is, maybe because they can't have swords, so that's that. You want to go with that one? Oh, okay. I'm fired.
And for a while I did resent the game because of that. But of course, it being a Zelda game, I had to play it, so I did. And over time it grew on me to be one of my favorite Zelda games in the series. Hi, yes, I'm looking to go back in time with a time machine. Oh, you have one? Perfect. Yeah, I can be over. Great. Oh, what am I going to do with it? Well, I wanted to go back in time to go meet myself as a child and kick my own ass.
Someone's here to see me? Yeah, cool. Bring him in. Who is it? Oh. It's like looking in a mirror. Are you what I look like when I'm older? God, I'm ugly. What are you doing? Why do you have a baseball bat?
The game takes place in the timeline where Link defeats Ganon in Ocarina of Time. Ganon was revived eventually, and then proceeded to flood all of Hyrule. Oh no! And for the first time, we get to celebrate Link's birthday. That would be true if Tetra and her group of pirates didn't get in the way. After saving Tetra, you then find out that your sister's been kidnapped, and that starts the whole game pretty much. Throughout your journey, you save your sister and then find out Zelda is actually Tetra. We also find out the guy running the whole thing is Ganon up in Forsaken Fortress.
Open the door, Ganon.
You're brought here a few times, but the first time you go through without any weapons. The next two beginning dungeons are Dragon Roost Cavern and Forbidden Woods. And like most Zelda dungeons, each have their own themes. Then there are 3 more before you get to fight Ganon. First you have the Tower of Gods, then you have the Earth Temple and Wind Temple. Unfortunately, the other thing I don't like about this game happens right after you do these 2 temples. That's right, you already knew I was going to mention it, the Triforce Shards quest. Most of the game has a very steady, consistent pace, and then all of a sudden, it stops. It comes to a screeching halt. Known as one of the worst fetch quests in gaming history. You were sent around the Great Sea looking for maps that lead to the Triforce Shards. Now, that doesn't seem too bad. That is until you realize you have to have Tingle decrypt every Triforce Shard map. And knowing Tingle, that costs money. Which means after you find these maps, you have to bring them to Tingle, pay to have them decrypted, and then go find them and use your crane to get them out of the sea. Next, let's talk about the items. First, the big one that the game's named after, the Wind Waker. Similar to an ocarina controlling the time, weather, and other things in the game, the Wind Waker does the same thing pretty much. The next item, which is pretty big, is the King of Red Lions, your #1 mode of transportation throughout the Great Sea, and giving you hints on what to do next in case you ever get stuck. Honey, I'm gonna go take the boat to work today. Need anything on the way home? Alright, have a great day. Alright, King of the Red Lions, do your thing. Take me to Dunkin' Donuts first, then work. Then you have items like the Master Sword, of course, making its appearance again, and many other items. Then you have the music. Every major island has its own theme, 4 songs in the music. After things slowing down and you collecting all the Triforce Shards, you were then sent back to the bottom of the Great Sea to Hyrule. You are then met by Puppet Ganon, using the light arrows to fight off each form of Puppet Ganon until he is no longer a threat. You then have a sword fight, which is probably one of my favorite sword fights in a Zelda game. Eventually Zelda comes in to help out, and then you use your sword to strike Ganon into the head. The Master Sword then turns Ganon into stone, and he is no more. Well, at least until the next game. It may not be my favorite Zelda of all time, but that does not by any means make it the worst. From the side quests to the characters to the dungeons, all of that combined makes it a near perfect game minus a few flaws. And since Wind Waker we have gotten adult themed or darker themed Zeldas. And because of that, that's why I started to come around on Wind Waker more, because I had the game that I wanted after Ocarina of Time. So if you either haven't played Wind Waker at all or in a long time, I suggest you play it again. It's a lot of fun and does hold up still to this day, and if you're somebody who didn't like it, you may change your mind. You know, I'm really glad that we were able to stop Ganon and turn him into stone before we flooded any other places of importance. What the fuck? Let's hope renter's insurance covers this. Alright guys, great news. I got the job at Blockbuster. Who'd have thought it'd be that easy? On the not so bright side, I'm not getting paid. Well, I am, but the problem is I never returned Sonic 06 about 16 years ago, and I have a bunch of late fees. So I have to go pay that off before I can make any money. Speaking of that, I wonder how long that'll take me to pay that off. Let me go check. Alright, so if I divide... Alright, so if I take $650, divide up the work week, 8 hours a day, that means I can pay off this late fee in 1,576 days. What the fuck?
It's me, Mario.
Blockbuster Video will close its remaining 300 U.S. retail stores by early January.
Wow, what a difference!
Blockbuster is something that we will never experience today and was a once-in-a-lifetime store. Blockbuster was a store that you could go into and rent movies and video games. For a lot of us that grew up in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, it was something that we waited all week for to do on a Friday or Saturday night. It was one of the original try-before-you-buy methods for video games and movies. Hell, for most of us, it was a money saver, so we didn't have to spend $60 on a video game or $20 on a movie. We could just rent it out for the amount of time we wanted to watch or play it, and then just return it a few days later.
How you doing, sir? Did you find everything you're looking for?
To return some videotapes.
I'm sorry, sir, but you seem to have some late charges on your account.
But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end sometimes, and Blockbuster had that moment. Thanks to streaming sites like Netflix and Hulu, Blockbuster was a thing of the past. So today on Nostalgia Road, we're going to go look back and see what Blockbuster was like back in the 90s. And as an added bonus, we're going to go look at something else that was affected by streaming sites, the movie theater.
Hi, I'm Brandy Little, and I'll be taking you through the Blockbuster customer service program. In the last few years, the retail business has become increasingly competitive.
You know, if we're being honest, Blockbuster, there's only one competitor you should really be worried about.
More and more retailers have been struggling just to stay alive. Some retailers, however, not only survive, but thrive. Instead of simply trying to meet their customers' expectations, they attempt to exceed them.
Looks like, unfortunately, there's about $800 in late fees.
For those of you new to retail, this program provides a great introduction to Blockbuster's approach to service. For those of you with solid retail experience, well, this program gives you the chance to brush up on old skills and learn some new ones.
Now remember, if you've already had experience in retail, it doesn't get any better. It's not better over here, trust me.
Sometimes, even with the best intentions, our efforts fall short of exceeding customer expectations. At other times, our efforts don't even meet their minimal expectations. These situations are referred to as pitfalls.
Alright, now in these examples, this is going to be referred to as being a bad employee. Get out of here, you're fired. No, really, get out of here. You're fucking fired.
Watch now as CSRs demonstrate 4 pitfalls to avoid. After each pitfall, stop the tape and answer the workbook questions before moving on to the next pitfall.
Excuse me, what do you know about this movie?
Nothing. Haven't seen it. Sorry.
Welcome to the jungle. Join Tarzan on a thrilling, action-packed adventure as he swings from tree.
Okay, so what you're saying is lie to the customer. Even if we haven't seen the movie, just make something up.
What do you mean I returned my last video late? That was the day that ice storm came through. I couldn't even get out my driveway.
Computer says it was late. I'm sorry, that's the policy.
You got out of the way, I have like 43 seconds before my movie's overdue. I need to return this. 42. 41. 40.
Thank you.
Next. Hello?
Start thinking about your future. Thinking about yours. In a war to the finish. Omar Epps, LL Cool.
You know, honestly, that was perfect. I think he handled that one pretty well. What the hell was that?
Hey, gonna rent Arlington Road, I see? Great story, but bummer ending.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, dude, you have to watch Titanic, man. It made me cry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man, it's like the craziest thing. The ship sinks halfway through the movie, and then, like, Leonardo DiCaprio's character is, like, frozen on a door. Some say he dies, but I think he lived.
Guess that spoils that for me. Thanks, asshole.
Yeah, man, didn't mention it.
By acting promptly, you demonstrate a sense of urgency that lets customers know that their needs are important. Acting promptly means acknowledging the customer's presence immediately and stopping any non-customer related activities.
Nope, I'll be right over. No worries. I wasn't doing anything important anyways.
I'm returning this video.
Great. How'd you like it?
Oh, it was great. De Niro is such a good actor.
Did you see him in Ronin?
No.
Excellent action, and De Niro's awesome. I just saw it on the shelf. Would you like to check it out?
Yes, but I don't have much time. Where is it?
It's over in Action. Let me get someone to help you.
Oh, thanks.
Wait a second. Is it just me, or is that guy just a little too eager to be bringing her over to the action aisle?
Hello?
Oh my goodness. Wow. What a very long... It looks like a hobo. It's perfect. Just like you.
Shit, write that down, write that down, write that down.
Hi, I'm Jeff. You look like you could use some help.
Yeah, hi. My wife sent me in for a movie, and I can't remember the name.
Ew, that's tough. Good luck.
Thanks.
God. Oh, Jesus.
Hello, find everything you were looking for?
Yes, I did, thank you. I'm finally going to see the new Tom Cruise movie.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. Are you a big Tom Cruise fan?
I think he's taken on some more interesting roles lately.
I like some of his earlier stuff, too. A couple of weeks ago, I watched Top Gun on DVD on surround sound TV. Those dogfight scenes were spectacular, and the soundtrack on DVD was awesome.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Hello, find everything you were looking for?
Yes, I did, thank you. I'm finally going to see the new Tom Cruise movie.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. Excuse me just a second. Blockbuster, this is Caesar speaking. How can I help you?
Just calling to see if you guys had sculptors cut in.
Great. Thank you for calling. Hope to see you soon. Thank you for...
Hello? Why does everyone keep hanging up on me?
By using the principles you've just learned, you can help ensure the continued success of Blockbuster, one customer at a time. In other words, you can help Blockbuster not just survive, but thrive by exceeding your customers' expectations. I'm Brandy Little. Thanks for watching.
Oh man, I think I finally found the job for me. After all this job hunting and searching, this is gonna be it. I can feel it. Yeah. I'm fired. For what? For going out of business? Well, Blockbuster didn't really pan out. I could do the next best thing. That would be, movie theater, actually. It's not a bad idea. Well, let's go try it out. You know, normally I don't get motion sickness, but god damn.
You know, working in the theater box office can be quite an experience.
Howdy, ma'am.
Each day you come in contact with a seemingly endless stream of people whom you've never met before and whom you know nothing about.
2 tickets, please.
In fact, all you know about each customer is what you observed during your short interaction with them. There's no time for anything else.
Hi, yeah, can I please have 3 tickets to go see the Minions in 3D? I need 3 for my oversized ass cheeks.
Yeah, the truth is that even though you may think that you've been hired to sell tickets, you're really a goodwill ambassador of sorts for AMC.
Now, you may thought you were hired to sell tickets, but actually there's more to it than that. Keeping track of our books, attending all of our board meetings, making sure stocks don't go down, and even pay our utility bills.
I mean, think about it. When you go into a restaurant or a store, or even if you're a student entering a classroom for the very first time, that feeling that you get from the first person you interact with tends to stay with you, regardless of whatever else happens.
You might say it sets the tone for the entire visit. If the first person our guest sees is pleasant, friendly, and helpful, then they probably expect their entire visit to be a positive one. But if you come off non-caring, unfriendly, distant, or just downright weird, then it's going to make everyone else's job at the theater that much harder.
What the hell? You cannot say that to employees. Yeah, pretend not to be weird. Just be a normal person.
We may not know a lot about our guests in the time we sell them their tickets, but we do know one thing. They want their tickets fast. And of course, the first letter of the word fast is F. One way to speed things up is when a patron may not be aware that a particular line is open, you can let them know by politely making an announcement.
There are 2 lines open to serve you. Hi, welcome to AMC.
Sir, are you going to stand there like an idiot, or are you finally going to buy your ticket to go see Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo?
Something else that slows down lines is when a customer you've just helped doesn't move far enough away from the counter to let someone else come forward. By making eye contact with the next person in line and offering to help them, you can move things along at a faster pace.
Are you ready to be helped yet?
Now this device, I think we're all familiar with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I'll get it. It's probably my agent.
Yeah, or one of my many fans. Hello.
Okay, my little co-host. How old are you?
Sounds good.
You see that, folks? Thank you very much for illustrating my point exactly. You see, most of us, some more than others, do not like being asked about our age. So at AMC, we try to tactfully handle this issue. Basically, our policy is that if someone is seeking reduced price tickets, be it seniors or students, then they'll ask for them, and that's what we sell them. Don't ask someone to prove that they're a senior.
Alright, listen here, you old sagger. There ain't no way you're going to get $2 off unless you can prove to me that you're a senior. Okay, on second thought, put those grippers away.
Finally, when it's time to close up for the night, be sure to leave your station as clean as when you started. Also, secure the ticket stock and change all the marquees to reflect the times for the next day's shows. Once you've turned in your cash and receipts and completed all of your additional responsibilities, the manager will give you the okay to clock out.
Alright, where the hell did the money go? Oh shit, it's getting hot here. Where did the money go? Oh, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Where did I put the money? Oh, God. Well, I definitely wasn't cut out for the movie industry. I guess I should look at something else. Did I ever call the fire department?
In a world where TikTok tries to conquer the internet, one man will fight to stop it all. This summer, join Nostalgia Road in the action blockbuster of the century. Subscribe now and ring the bell to be notified when tickets go on sale. Also, thanks for watching. No, seriously, it means a lot. I really miss Blockbuster.
This new Call of Duty beta is so much fun. I'm having a blast. But there's just something about it that makes me want to go, you know, maybe join the army or something crazy like that.
Hi, I'm Carl, and we're going to talk about how to properly kick open a door, right? But you want to get your foot as close to the center right there. Pick your site where you want to put your foot. Kick that puppy open. Piece of cake.
It's me, Mario. Remember, no Russian.
What? What the fuck?
For a while now, the Call of Duty franchise has had gamers divided. You either love the franchise or you hate it. But it wasn't always like that. After duking it out with Medal of Honor in the beginning, Call of Duty was on top, and nothing could bring that down.
That is, unless you're loot crates, yearly releases, poor game mechanics, add-ons. You get the gist.
And for a lot of Call of Duty fans, you kind of knew what year not to pick up the game. It was always who produced that Call of Duty for that year. If it was Treyarch or Infinity Ward, you were in for a treat. And in today's Nostalgia Road, we're going to break down what was one of the best Infinity Ward produced Call of Duty games, Modern Warfare 2, just in time for the remake to come out. Modern Warfare 2, to me, was a game that I sunk so much time into, honestly more than any Call of Duty game up to that point and past. As a middle schooler with no life and a little bit of money to go buy soda and snacks with, I was an all-nighter for sure. I'd buy my Mountain Dew game fuel on a Thursday, and Friday I'd race home from the bus stop just in time from getting bullied at school to getting bullied on the microphone on Xbox.
Alright, who's ready for some Call of Duty? I know I am. Probably put these somewhere.
Alright, let's see. Where can I put these? Oops, there's my Mountain Dew from last week. Oh, maybe my computer desk. Maybe not. That's my year-old McDonald's there. So let's start by talking today about the one thing that most COD players don't actually do. The story mode. For some, it's a tradition to not even touch the story mode for the whole game. People will boot up Call of Duty and never touch it. And it's a shame too, because this one really has a great campaign.
Hey buddy, what's up?
Did you hop in online?
Yeah, no, I really can't get on multiplayer tonight. I just picked up the game. I'm going to go through the campaign first before I get online, kind of get a feel for the game.
Play the campaign first. What are you, a f***ing chode? Who even plays the campaign?
And much like any other COD game, it'll take you a few hours to beat. But it's a great ride from start to finish. From using multiplayer kill streaks in the single player mode, all the way to watching your country that you live in get destroyed. And you have your classic moments like the twists at the end of the game that really everyone saw coming, all the way to no Russian.
Hey guys, thanks for bringing me out tonight. This was a lot of fun. I can't wait to hang out with you guys more often. The question though, why do I have a gun? Anyone? No? Anyone watch the game last night? I didn't catch it. Was looking to see if anyone knew the score.
The story splits you up in between two teams, the Rangers and the team we all know about the most, Task Force 141, with your favorites like Price and Ghost. The story also takes you all around the world and above it. From Brazil to Afghanistan, Washington, D.C., the International Space Station, yes really, Siberia, and others. It's a story that has really aged well still to this day. Next, let's talk about Spec Ops.
Just kidding. Nobody actually played that. We're gonna skip over it.
Please? No. Please? No. Please? No. Please? No. Please? No. Please? No. Please?
Alright, fine. I'll talk about Spec Ops. Here we go.
Spec Ops was a game mode that you could play by yourself or with somebody else. There were different missions that had you do different tasks that you could work together with co-op on. You had waves of enemies for some, time trials for others, pretty much your normal run-of-the-mill missions.
Alrighty then. Now that that's over with, let's get to why we're all here. The bread and butter. The multiplayer.
Multiplayer. It's a game that still to this day has people playing it worldwide. You have Scrapyard, Afghan, Estates, Subbase, Terminal, Wasteland, Quarry, Invasion, High Rise, and my personal favorite for 1v1s, Rust.
Where the hell's my opponent? I've been waiting here for 45 minutes. God damn it.
And who can forget the kill streaks that are in Modern Warfare 2? Everyone rushing to get a UAV, then get a care package, Pavlo, AC-130, which was always a showstopper. If you could use the AC-130, you pretty much won the game for your team. But the one kill streak to prove and gloat to all your friends that you were one of the best in Call of Duty, you had to get the nuke. Now getting 25 kills without dying is no easy feat, let alone getting 25 kills in a game sometimes. And there was one time I thought I had the nuke kill streak on, and I got the 25 kills, and I didn't have it. I tried pressing the button, and it didn't work. My dreams were crushed that day. But a week later I got a nuke and I moved on with life.
There it is, alright, let me just press this button. I've been dying to do this since I got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Supposed to be a loud explosion by now. Nothing.
Pop! You'll eventually get the kill streak, although everyone will hate you for it. Which brings me to my next point, trash talking. Nowadays, for the most part, when you go online to play a game, you really don't have the satisfaction of trash talking anyone. Mostly because people realize you don't need somebody calling you every racial slur in the book.
I was beefing with the entire Call of Duty community. Shut the f*** up. Yo, bro, you copy me in every time. You've been in this lobby for 5 games and you don't get kills, bro.
5
That's why
days?
you
I don't know what the f*** you're talking about. You're fucking if you're making shit up.
Speaking of back in the day, my dream was always to make a montage and be an MLG gamer. That would definitely fix all the bullying in my life. Maybe I'd even get a girlfriend, have a full-time job of just playing video games all day.
I think I have an idea. Better pound back some Mountain Dew for this.
Go, 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 yeah! Steroid!
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Let's go.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Oh, no!
We got weights and fit! There we go!
I'm so scared right now!
I'm gonna come.
Fuck you, I hate all of you!
What a fucking...
Nice.
Hello.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
Talk about the allegations! Straight out my ass. Death to all of them.
Yeah, whoever patched this together is definitely going to the ranch.
Alright, that montage was horrible. I am definitely not going to make it as a pro Call of Duty gamer. Better go see what else I could do. Huh. What could I play next? Well, it is October. You know what? Maybe that's what I'll play next. Luigi's Mansion. It's a classic. especially being October and all. I guess I should have a Halloween special. Oh, where the hell the lights go? What the hell is this? Weird. Whoa! Huh. What can I play next? Well, it is October. You know what? Maybe that's what I'll play next. Luigi's Mansion. It's a classic. Especially being October and all. I guess I should have a Halloween special. Oh, where the hell the lights go? What the hell is this? Weird. Whoa! Jesus Christ. I gotta lay off a Mountain Dew and Doritos. Definitely starting to see things now. But why the hell's the power out? Must not pay the bill either this month. Damn it. I better go check the circuit breaker. Okay, weird. I'm in some sort of haunted mansion. Not sure if it's the Disney franchise or the Mario franchise. Huh. Well, better go search around a little bit. Hello? Aren't we usually supposed to cut to the intro by now? Okay, well that's odd. Let me call after Josh. It's so annoying. It's so frustrating. He usually doesn't ring this long.
This is Editor Josh. Sorry I can't take your call. And if this is Dylan, you still owe me 70 grand, and I'm not answering until you pay me.
Well, roll the intro, I guess.
When the Nintendo GameCube was first announced, people had many questions. One specific one being, what was going to be the big game to launch with it? Ideally, everyone thought it was going to be a Mario game, since each system launched with a new Mario game. Alongside titles like Super Monkey Ball and Pikmin, you had the launch of Mario's brother Luigi and Luigi's Mansion.
Huh. Interesting. So no Mario game?
Luigi's Mansion is a horror game that takes place inside the Mario universe. Mario? Maybe we'll just have editor Josh cut that in post. Oh, wait a second. Never mind, I can't get a hold of him. The story starts off with Luigi winning a prize of a house that he doesn't quite remember entering. So Luigi does what any of us would do when we got a mysterious junk mail letter. We go investigate. Once inside, Luigi starts to investigate the main foyer of the mansion. With pretty much every door locked except for one on the second floor, Luigi decides to enter. And once you enter, you're met by a ghost. Then Professor Egad. Professor Egad then starts to explain what's going on, but before long, 3 ghosts appear and then you then run outside of the house. Professor Egad then brings you to his main lab to explain everything going on, and then gives you the Poltergeist 3000. And this is where you start to see the next-gen differences between the GameCube and N64 besides the graphics. The game starts teaching you how to use the Poltergeist 3000 by showing you how to use the pressure-sensitive triggers on the GameCube controller. Also showing you how to use the joystick and new C-stick to capture ghosts while pulling away. It's also here where EGAT explains that the mansion wasn't here a few days ago and just appeared out of nowhere. We also find out that Mario was here before us, and also is gone missing. And after that, we are then thrusted into Area 1 of the game. Area 1 has you exploring the second floor of the front of the mansion, introducing you to some of the first portrait ghosts that you will run into. You start by sucking up the father ghost Neville, and then his wife Lydia and their child Chauncey. If you get stuck and don't know how to start to suck them up, you can use the Game Boy Horror to take a picture of their heart and see what triggers them the most. And Chauncey decides to suck you into his own little world after you play with his riding horse. And after using his own toys against him, you are then done with Area 1. Pretty simple.
Better not be a crying baby. I hate crying babies. Oh, it's even worse than I thought. It's the PlayStation 3 baby.
Act 2 is where the map starts to open up a lot more and gives you the first floor of the mansion. Area 2 is also where you unlock more features of the Poltergeist 3000, finding the fire and water medallions to use for fighting certain ghosts or unlocking certain ghosts and secrets. Some of the ghosts in this level are the dancing couple in the ballroom, Jivers the butler, Spooky the dog, Melody who decides to quiz you on which song goes into which Mario game before you fight her, Bogmire, which brings you into his own world to play with you, and he's pretty much the final boss in that area. And then you have Mr. Lugs before that. That's an interesting one.
Oh my god! It's famous YouTuber Nikocado Avocado. That fast food really caught up to you quick, huh?
After turning in more portraits to Professor Egad, we are then brought back to Area 3. After making our way through the courtyard, we are then brought down into the bottom of a well, where we follow a little tunnel that leads to a hole in the wall, where we see Mario in a painting.
It's me, Mario.
And since there's nothing we can do right now, we work our way back up to the mansion to work on the next floor. Some of the ghosts we meet in this area are Biff Atlas, which is pretty much your typical alpha male in the gym, not doing anything bad. Nana, who is just knitting, which she's probably making a sweater for her grandkid or something. That's not too bad. Slim Bankshot, which is just playing pool.
You know, I'm starting to think these ghosts really don't deserve any of this.
And before the big boss fight of this area, you fight the twins Henry and Orville. After sucking up all of them, we then make our way to the balcony where our...
I really need an editor. This is getting annoying.
Anyways, like I was saying, the boo meter on the Game Boy Horror is going off ballistically, and we soon find out why.
Boo, good to see you. You look great. Been working out? Put on some muscle since I last saw you in Mario 64.
After using the unicorn statues to kill Boo losses, we are then brought to Area 4 of the mansion, the attic. In the attic, where we meet some of the other ghosts, like the Clockwork Soldiers and Vincent Van Gogh. After taking care of the attic, we are then sent back downstairs, making our way to King Boo, taking on our final ghosts. You have Soupy, which decided to turn her room into an upside-down nightmare, and then you have Sir Winston, who is frozen in a block of ice.
Oh, it's cold in here. David Blaine? No way! You can help me out.
And finally, we get to King Boo after all that is said and done. But unfortunately, King Boo doesn't like to play fair, and he turns himself into a mech Bowser.
If he can turn into Bowser, I'm gonna turn into the ultimate form. The Rock.
Finally, for the first time, Luigi saving Mario. There's just something so nostalgic about this game for me. Maybe it's because it's the first game I played and watched on the GameCube. It's the game I picked up on launch day with the system, to maybe just having a memorable experience playing it every Halloween. It's a short and sweet game, but it gets to the point and it's a lot of fun playing. Also, as somebody who wanted a Mario game at the launch for the GameCube or Zelda, I'm glad we got Luigi's Mansion all these years later. It's a timeless classic that will live on through generations of Nintendo and Mario fans.
You know, it was my pleasure again. Anytime you need help sucking up ghosts, hold that thought. Somebody's calling me on my Game Boy Work. Oh, I need to take this. It's Editor Josh. Apparently he's alive. Dude, where the hell have you been? I've been searching everywhere for you. I'm even stuck in this mansion from Luigi's Mansion.
What are you talking about? I'm calling you because you owe me $70 grand for the last 2 seasons. I told you I'm not taking your calls and I'm not editing any more videos until you pay me that money. Fucking chode.
Let me I need a job. Do you know anyone hiring? Is that Pizza Hut and Crystal Pepsi?
I've got a taste for pizza at Pizza Hut, and pizza made with cheese, dripping with that wonderful
Are you telling me that it's 9:35? Damn, I'm late for work. All right, now I know what you're thinking. What's with the get up? What's with the life preserver? Dork thinks he's gonna drown. I've heard it all before. But if I'm gonna go work at Pizza Hut, I gotta go back to when it was nostalgic. The good old days. So I managed to get my hands on an 80s DeLorean time machine so I could do that. I'll see you guys on the other side.
It's me, Mario.
Stuffed crust pan pizza kaboom!
Cut.
Since the early days of video gaming in the 80s, there was something that always fueled your video game obsession. Soda and pizza. They're the two main ingredients to playing games on the weekends and all-nighters. Specifically, Pizza Hut and Pepsi products. Pizza Hut always had the PS1 game demos that you could play back in the day whenever you got a pizza. It's how most of us got introduced to games like Metal Gear Solid, Ape Escape, Gran Turismo, and Tomb Raider. Some of my most memorable times on the PlayStation as a kid were with the Pizza Hut demos, and Soda being right there by my side. So today on Nostalgia Road, we're going to be looking at the training videos that came with Pizza Hut and Pepsi, specifically Crystal Pepsi.
Okay, Julie, are you all ready to learn how to make a pizza the right way?
Making it great. Yes, I'm ready. Are we going to cook pizzas now?
Well, there's a lot more to it than just cooking. In fact, that's probably the easiest part. But let's start this process at the beginning. First of all, are your hands washed?
Sure are.
Good, mine too.
Do not go in there. Oh my god, I had a bean burrito for breakfast. Did not sit well. There was nowhere to wash my hands. The sink was out of order, so I just wiped my hands down on my shirt. Hope that's okay. Who wants some pizza?
Be sure not to pour the sauce onto the center of the dough. And don't press down with the spoon, because that could cause the pizza to be undercooked.
It seems easy enough.
It is. On our pizzas, we use 2 layers of cheese. The bottom cheese.
And the top cheese, right?
Right.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm more of a bottom cheese.
This amazing substance is fairy dust. And it magically transforms our ingredients into the perfect Pizza Hut pizza.
Come on.
Okay.
Alright, I wasn't going to bring up the fact that they're not wearing gloves, but the fact that she's pouring the seasoning into her bare hands is where I draw the line.
When any pizza is completely out of the oven to the last inch, we check it for quality.
It tastes great. I wasn't supposed to eat that? Oh. All good, right?
All pan pizzas should be golden brown, and the cheese should be thoroughly melted. See? Just like on the cooking chart. If it doesn't look great, we start over.
They threw that pizza out? I literally would have eaten the whole thing.
This is a medium pizza, so it gets cut into 8 slices. A small gets cut into 6, and a large gets cut into 12. Now, if it's a carry-out, you have to use one of those boxes. Make sure to use a box support and an insert.
She's touching the pizza with her bare hands? What the fuck?
If the pizza is going to be served here, you'll put it back in the pan and place the pan and a spatula on a cork pad in the pickup area. The server will do the rest.
No, the customer will do the rest when they bite into my delicious pizza.
Enjoy my pizza.
Oh man, I am ready to run this place. What's that? I have to watch a video about Crystal Pepsi. It's a new product. Why is there a training video for a new Pepsi? Alright, let's see what they got.
There's never been a product quite like it. Crystal Pepsi.
Pretty clear to me that Crystal Pepsi was a completely original idea. I'm glad they're the first to pioneer clear soda.
Crystal Pepsi is an important part of our total beverage inventory, and it's sweeping the nation. Why? Because Crystal Pepsi is a cola, and America loves the cola taste.
It just sounds like me arguing with my parents and trying to convince them why I need a slim PS1 when I have the original that works perfectly fine at home and does the same thing.
It's Pepsi. When it comes to cola, nobody does it better. Crystal Pepsi builds on our reputation and our trademark. It's the first new soft drink in a while to fly the Pepsi banner. And it's new.
It is literally the exact same Pepsi, just without the food dye. What are you talking about?
It took 18 months and over 3,000 varieties until we refined the perfect taste for a clear cola.
All right. I'll try the green one first. That looks promising. Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's good. That's Mountain Dew. Ooh. That's good. That's Sprite. That's Sprite. That's good. I like how clear Sprite is. Yeah, that's good. This must be Sprite too. God. Is it Pepsi? Why is it see-through? Why is it clear? Oh, it tastes like coolant.
Crystal Pepsi tastes to me like a more subtle cola. I think that's the best way to say it.
It doesn't taste like any other clear drinks that I've tasted. It's got a different taste.
I think the idea that it's not caramel colored and it's clear makes it seem like it's a lighter drink.
To me, it just tastes like a regular Pepsi.
Crystal will appeal to the health-conscious consumer with 100% natural flavors, no preservatives in regular or diet, and no artificial ingredients.
Ah, yes, the health-conscious consumer is going to love this. While they're at it, they might also enjoy losing their toes and fingers from diabetes.
Crystal Pepsi's appearance is unique. It's got the blue base cup. It looks like a beautiful package.
When you look at it, you have to look twice. It's like, wow, that's a cola in there. I want to try that.
I mean, just look at it. It looks just like regular tap water. I mean, it looks like Pepsi.
The new look will invite consumers to taste Crystal. The unique flavor will get them to buy it again and again.
They're talking about Pepsi, right? Because I can think about another Crystal that's flying off the shelves at the moment.
The goal of Crystal Pepsi is crystal clear.
Yeah, I think the goal is to profit off consumers thinking it's a new product, when really, in all actuality, it's just taking away the food dye.
We've created a beverage that will re-energize the carbonated soft drink market. A soft drink that will respond to consumer tastes. A soft drink that will bring increased sales and traffic to our customers.
Oops.
It's creating opportunities for our customers. And big opportunities for us. As customer representatives in the Total Beverage Company, we can help customers recognize the features and benefits of new Crystal Pepsi and Diet Crystal.
What is this, an Apple product? Good morning! Good morning, California! Today we're going to talk about Apple's new collab with Pepsi. Crystal Pepsi. The iPepsi. And its new features. It's not just any soda. It's Crystal. And it will require a lightning cable.
Crystal responds to consumer demand for variety and a lighter soft drink. With its new look and new taste, Crystal is increasing traffic and increasing sales.
You know, if we're being honest, this whole Crystal Pepsi thing seems like a scam. They just took the food dye out. I mean, who's gonna buy that? It tastes just like Pepsi. What's that? What do you mean I'm fired? For being honest? It's okay, I didn't want to make pizzas anyways.
Oh, Peter.
The holidays. Honda sales event, food, family, friends, video games, and hoping on Christmas Day you get that video game you've been waiting for all year. Back in the day, this is about the same time when video game companies would blast their ads all over TV. Some being either funny, horrifying, or both. So to kick off the holiday season, I figured we'd go back and look at some of the weirdest video game commercials out there. I mean, after all, it is Thanksgiving, a time to be thankful. And I'm thankful for all of those childhood video game commercial memories.
It's so yummy. And we have all Jaeger to ourselves. Dolly, 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 dolly.
Get away from my ego!
Okay, maybe not that one.
It's me, Mario.
Oh!
Happy Thanksgiving!
Step into the R zone and step up to clutch crunching, gear grinding, rubber burning reality of Indy 500.
Check your tires. I'm ready to roll.
R zone makes it real.
Third gear, third gear.
If you want to stay alive, you better not blink.
It burst in my eye. Why my parents
R zone, it'll blow out your brains.
Alright. That was a little bit uncomfortable to watch. Maybe the next one should be a little more family friendly.
We would like to play.
We would like to play. Oh, not sure how I'm gonna pay for that one. Let's go to something else from Nintendo. Hopefully I can flip the bill somehow.
Seen a rash of these lately. TMK.
TMK.
Too much Kirby.
Think you can't get too much of a good thing? Try new Kirby Superstar. It's full-blown Kirby, inflated with 8 Kirby games, bloated with 23 Kirby enemies, bulging with new Kirby powers. Can your system handle it?
Oh my god, it's me! Get me out of here!
Kill me! Alright. That's enough Nintendo for the day. I think I may need to go see a therapist after that one. Let's see what Xbox has to offer. Don't worry guys, I only had to spend a few days in prison. You know, Sega's pretty innocent. I mean, they do have Sonic the Hedgehog as a mascot. Let's give them a shot.
Hey! You still don't have a Sega CD? Huh? What are you waiting for? Nintendo to make one? You have seen the games, right? Wrong answer, man. Show them! Want to see more?
Hey kid, you better buy a fucking Sega CD. We're desperate. We need the sales. Otherwise, I'll kill you and your entire fucking family.
Why are so many of these commercials out to kill kids? I mean, who's directing all these? Freddy Krueger? Who is even left at this point? Actually, I don't think Sony would ever do such a thing like this to traumatize children. Let's take a look.
PlayStation Move's not only crazy precise, it's also got what we in the future call buttons, which turn out to be pretty important to those handful of millions of people who enjoy playing shooters, platformers, or, well, anything that doesn't involve catching a big red ball. So, I mean, come on. Who wants to pretend their hand is a gun? What is this, 3rd grade? Pew! 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 Pew!
Alright, screw PS Move. I'm gonna go back to the good old days when PlayStation 1 ruled the world.
Let me tell you what bugs me about human endeavour. I've never been the human in question. Have you? Mankind went to the moon. I don't even know where Grimsby is. Forget progress by proxy. Land, on your own moon. It's no longer about what they can achieve out there in your behalf, but what we can experience up here in our own time. It's called mental wealth.
Alright, I think that's enough video game commercials for one day. Really can't even feel my face right now. I should probably end the video. Well, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Can somebody please unfreeze me now? Help? Somebody? Hello? Dad? Mom? Oh. That's right. I'm alone. I was supposed to Christmas shop today. Well, I know what I'm doing now. Didn't want to go out, but I have no choice. Huh. That's weird. That's where I would go every weekend for Toys R Us. Maybe they move locations. That makes a lot of sense. Let me check. Huh. Looks like they did. Well, guess we better go there now. That's weird. This is a Macy's. Maybe Toys R Us is on the other side. Huh. This isn't Toys R Us. What the fuck?
It's me, Mario.
I don't wanna grow up, 'cause baby, if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
That one didn't age quite so well.
When you think of the holiday season and shopping, typically there's one big store that comes to mind if you were born in the 80s and 90s, and that store is Toys R Us. Originally founded in 1948, Toys R Us used to have the name Children's Bargain Town. It was a store that mainly focused on baby furniture, but in less than 10 years in 1957 it was changed to Toys R Us. A whole store dedicated just to kids' toys versus baby furniture. For many of us, Toys R Us was pretty much your one-stop shop for not only toys, but video games during the birthday and holiday season. Toys R Us was different. Toys R Us had something that KB Toys didn't. A warehouse full of toys. It's a pretty big warehouse. Anything could be here. Anything. Any toy you could possibly think of or saw on TV back in the day, they had it. If you wanted Power Wheels, check. If you wanted video games, which system and what game. If you wanted action figures, sure. Which ones? If you wanted Barbies, cool. Do you want a Playhouse with that? Up until closing, I still shopped at Toys R Us and grabbed Amiibos when I could. But before we get into the fall of Toys R Us, let's go back to some of my fondest memories of Toys R Us. I remember as early as 5 years old being in front of the TV and seeing the commercials for being a Toys R Us kid. Now, I didn't exactly know what that meant, but there was toys there and there was kids there hanging out, so I was like, sweet, why am I not there? And after seeing the commercial, I pretty much begged my mom to take me there for about a week. Same thing when it came time for the catalogs that came out during the holiday season. A big ass book full of toys and video games. What's not to love? Oh shit. Now, did I end up getting everything from Santa Claus that year? Typically not even close. But just the sheer excitement of looking through all those toys and seeing what was out there blew my mind. Now, you may be asking yourself, Dylan, what is more fun than circling toys in a catalog for the holiday, knowing you're not going to get most of them? And the answer is quite simple. It's going to buy the toys yourself. But unfortunately for me, my Jeep Power Wheels only went about half a mile of charge. But I had something even better. Something you'd call a broken home. That's right, my parents were separated and I got to see my dad on the weekends. We'd hop in Dad's Trans Am and take a ride to Toys R Us and walk around for what felt like hours looking at the same toys over and over again until we made up our minds on what we wanted. Now, the older I got out of toys more and more. But thankfully, Toys R Us had the teenager market right there. Video games as far as the eye could see. They even gave it a nickname and called it the R Zone. There was something so cool about grabbing the piece of paper of the game you wanted, then bringing it up front and they'd hand you the actual game. I don't know why, but that just seemed so cool. And the consoles were locked behind a glass case on the other side of the paper games. It's also where my mom bought the gold N64.
Oh man, a gold N64? When can I play with it?
Never. I already told you this is mine, not yours.
Okay.
But unfortunately, as I got older, I kind of grew out of Toys R Us. I'd go once in a while for video games, but that was about it. And then GameStop opened up next to me, so I really didn't have the need to go to Toys R Us anymore. And I'm pretty sure that's the same thing for a lot of us out there. We grew up. But before the flame officially burnt out, there was one thing I needed to do, and that was go to the biggest Toys R Us in the world. Toys R Us, New York City. And then after going to that Toys R Us and the Nintendo store in New York City, something grew in my heart, the passion for video games. But unfortunately for Toys R Us, it was too late. You had stores like Amazon, even Walmart was a big competitor to Toys R Us, and a big factor to why they went bankrupt. At least in the US, because there were a few in Canada that stuck around. But then something crazy happened that could bring it all back in a snap. Nostalgia! 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 That's right, everyone was so depressed because of everything going on in the world that they went back to the one thing that made them happy, their childhood. Okay, well maybe not their childhood, but the things that made them happy in their childhood. And slowly, Toys R Us started coming back. Not to what they were back then, but they're still around. New Jersey had American Dream Mall open up, which was its independent store. Not the same size as the original Toys R Us, but a pretty decent size. Enough of a size for a kid to get lost in there for hours. And then you had the Macy's collab. Every Macy's in America now has a small area dedicated to Toys R Us. Now, it's something. It really is something, but it's not really the same thing as an actual store or the old Toys R Us. And who knows what could happen in the future? We could see another big boom, maybe of more spaced out stores and less frequently, but of normal sized Toys R Us's again. Jesus. How long have I been out? That's what I get for watching Toys R Us commercials. What could that be? Huh, that's weird. Especially around this time of year. Yellow.
Hey Dylan, you still doing this YouTube thing?
Yep. How you doing, Paul?
Good, you got the mandatory Christmas special, right?
What do you mean I have to do...
Wait, what? You don't have it done yet? How the are you going to be a YouTuber without a holiday special?
Maybe I don't want to do it.
Why not?
Because everyone does them.
Who cares?
Everyone on YouTube has done a holiday special.
I don't care. Listen, Dylan, I'm your lawyer. And if you don't make it big, then that means I don't get paid. Either you do the holiday special, or maybe my friends come pay you a little visit, huh?
Hello? Well, now I just need a good idea for a holiday special. Oh, hi. You caught me at a bad time. I was just reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas, one of my childhood favorites. Which reminds me of that one time that I fell in love. Huh? Fell in love with the Grinch? What the hell? What kind of erotic fan fiction is that? Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I was just reading the classic How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which reminds me of a childhood classic that I played as a kid, The Grinch. Came out right in time for the movie starring Jim Carrey. Wonder how that holds up.
They made a game! It's shit! It's shit!
Oh boy.
It's me, Mario.
Hey! Who are you, Big Daddy?
I hope Santa isn't watching.
The Grinch That Stole Christmas is a game that has always been in my heart as one of my favorites from my childhood, even though I never got past the first 30 minutes of the game. And for a long time, I thought that was my problem because I just was too young to understand the game. And playing it now, it just proved my point to be wrong. You see, I used to rent this game religiously at Blockbuster, probably once a month. And every time I get stuck at the same part. But it didn't bother me because I was playing as Jim Carrey. I was playing as the Grinch, one of my favorite Christmas movies as a kid and still to this day. The Grinch loosely plays off the same story that we're all used to. The Grinch has a small heart, hates everyone, hates Christmas, and wants to steal it. Now, notice I said loosely. The game starts off pretty much the same as the movie. You sneak into Whoville, you pull a few pranks, you wear a disguise, and that is pretty much where it stops.
You see, Back in the early 2000s, it was pretty common to see a movie studio turn any franchise into a game. They would hire the cheapest studio possible to make a game that would barely pass and be put on the shelves. People rush out to buy the game, and then the studios make a ton of money. And then the consumer has something to throw in the trash in about an hour.
Now, I understand as a 3D platform, you have to have collectibles. And this game has them, and they're boring as hell. There's packages you have to break up and destroy. Some you double jump, some you don't. And the funny thing is, each package, you would think a different color means you destroyed a different way. You'd be wrong. They're just randomly colored. So sometimes you have to jump on it once, sometimes you double jump. And by double jump, in this game, I mean you use your ass as an atomic bomb.
The hell is that?
It's Godzilla!
This game is also filled with memorable quotes such as,
Hey! Who are you, Big Daddy?
"What the f***?
Why don't you have a seat?"
This game does have different items for the Grinch to unlock by collecting blueprints. After collecting enough blueprint pieces for a certain item, you can then solve the puzzle to unlock the item. You have the rotten egg launcher, the Grinch copter, Grinch binoculars, a climbing device, and a few others. Another interesting feature about this game, if you'd call it that, is that you can control Max to get into tight places. Now let's get into the mechanics. Pretty much any 3D platformer, any game really, needs to have good mechanics. Otherwise, you're just missing the heart of most games. And this game does not respond at all. There are some times where I would press the jump button or press a button and nothing happened. And that is the reason why I rage quit. I finally got to the furthest part I've ever been in this game. Childhood Dylan would be so happy. But unfortunately, I couldn't get past the second level. And there's no workaround.
I spent over 2 hours trying to beat this part of the game.
I would rather play Bubsy 3D than this. And on top of all of this, what made me rage quit the most was the fact that the same song was playing throughout the whole entire game.
You need to shut the f*** up!
I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was hearing things. I was losing my mind. I couldn't get to the top of the pole. I couldn't do anything. My inner angry video game nerd was exploding out of me. And there was only one thing left to do.
I turned it off. I'm done with this game. I'm not playing any more of it. You can't make me.
My gift to you guys this year was playing this game even for a minute and letting you guys know not to touch it. I would sooner build a time machine and go back in time and rip these off every Blockbuster shelf so I couldn't touch it. I love 3D platformers. Mario 64, Sunshine, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Spyro, Conker's Bad Fur Day. But The Grinch That Stole Christmas just doesn't touch any of those, not even close. This game should be called How the Grinch Stole My Nostalgia.
Well, wasn't that something special, kids? I'm glad we enjoyed that video game. And by enjoyed, I mean rip my eyes out, because I can't stand it. Thanks for tuning into Season 2 and the holiday special of Nostalgia Road. Tune in next time, where hopefully I play a game I enjoy. Fucking Grinch That Stole Christmas, more like the Grinch that stole my love for video games. What game is that? Who makes a game like that? That's insane. What is this, LJN 2.0? Man, never touching that game again. It ruined my whole love for Blockbuster and the Grinch.